and small incremental change. Arne Slot does not subscribe to that theory. So Arsenal has changed quite a bit. 4 new starters all at once. And even against Newcastle, yes, it wasn't Frimpong starting at right back, but even if it was Bradley, that's a new starter. It was Sobo, so new starter in a new position for himself. And there was change in midfield. There's been change in midfield, remember, in both games. So every aspect of the Liverpool team, bar the goalkeeper and centre-backs, really has changed a little bit. The wingers are the same, but the wingers work as part of a front line. And the front line has had significant change with Wirtz and Ekitike put in. So the team is not cohesive. So it's a more difficult environment for Wirtz to come into than it was for Robbo to come into. There's also far greater expectation. Kirkes was signed for 40 million. Robbo was signed for basically Kevin Stewart and 3 million. Kirkes is also coming into a team that just won the league and is expected to challenge for the league again this year. Robbo went into a team that had just finished 4th and were expected to maybe get top 4 again. Little did we know that season would end in a European Cup final. The expectation was top 4 and maybe we can win a cup. No one thought we'd do any more than that. So, different circumstance, completely different expectation. And also, Kirkes has been asked to play a role that doesn't play to his strengths. Robbo was immediately given license to play to his strengths. So it's a tougher adaptation for Kirkes. What's the last one here? Ekitike is a natural finisher. Ryan Gravenberch picks up from where he left off, but he was poor to end last season, and he was poor in this game. So I'm not really sure what the point this is trying to make. He settled back in with a few hitches. He was dreadful. He got booked, and then he was terrified to tackle anybody. He won 2 of 7 duels, one of which he had the ball for. His positional sense wasn't an asset at all because Newcastle pissed through our midfield over and over again. So that's an odd one. McAllister's absence felt it absolutely was. It absolutely was. I mean, Curtis was by far the best of our midfielders. Of the 3 who started, Curtis was by far the best of them. But Alexis is by far our best midfielder, so we need him back in the team. Lucky to get away with no injuries, yes, especially considering Simon Hooper certainly wouldn't have done anything about them. And getting the wins even when not at their best. Yeah, I mean, and that's a very valuable trait to have. It's what Ferguson built his success at United on, was winning when you play poor. Right, let's see. What else have they got here on This is Anfield? Newcastle progressing on 2 striker deals. So they had a bid turned down last night for Strand Larson. That bid was 55 million. It's believed Wolves would sell for somewhere between 60 and 65. Newcastle did this with Elanga as well, where they tried to be real clever and negotiate and, shave a few quid here or there. And ultimately they ended up paying the asking price. So, just give up and pay the fucking money. And they'll probably get Vissa as well, and they'll probably pay they're not going to pay 60 million for Vissa, but my guess is they'll go back with 45 and they'll get Vissa and Strand Larson for about 110 combined, which frankly, people will mock it, but that's 2 really good additions. Strand Larson's really good. And I actually think he'll fit really well into how they play because I think he's suited to counter-attacking football. And so is Vissa. Vissa's age is the one concern that you would have if you're a Newcastle fan, but what do we care? As long as we get his sack, it doesn't really matter. Liverpool agree James McConnell loan to Ajax. This actually broke yesterday after I finished recording. I love this move for him. I think this is a quality move. Now, I would have liked him to go to Ipswich because I thought he would go to a championship team, but this is a great loan. Obviously, he knows Johnny Heitinga, who was at Liverpool last year. He knows Vitislav Jaros, who's there on loan. There's good players in this squad, like some really, really good players in this squad. They're not an elite level Ajax team. It's not one of the vintage teams, but there's good players and he will fit well. And I do always think it's sort of a decent thing to have a relationship with clubs like Ajax, who is basically a talent factory. I mean, Ajax produce at least one or two players every year out of their academy that looks like they should go on and have a good career. Now, sometimes they make the wrong move and therefore it doesn't work out like that. But there's always talent coming through. And, you know, you want to have a pathway into that talent if you can. Because sometimes you pick up a gem. Sometimes you don't. Sometimes you end up with a pup, you know, but sometimes you end up with a gem. What else is there? Actually, yeah, you have to read this piece. So this is a guest article. It's written by a chap called Matt Donny, and it's entitled Diogo Jota was the architect of one of the most significant memories of my Liverpool life. Make sure you have a tissue or two, because whatever happens, you start reading that article and someone around you will start chopping onions, or it'll just get real dusty or something. So check that one out. We'll go to Liverpool.com and see if there's any hopes and dreams up for grabs. What have we got? Who can Liverpool face in the Champions League draw? All the teams are, well, not all the teams, because the game is tonight, but there's more and more teams now confirmed. We will not be playing Celtic, much to my dismay, and I hope Brendan Rodgers has a terrible week, a really terrible week. There's a couple of pieces on Isak. There is a piece entitled, I've got one big concern about Liverpool, that Arne Slot's transfers haven't fixed so far. We'll come back to that. Brazilian forward who loves Mo Salah makes Liverpool transfer dream public. Excuse me if you can hear rain in the background, but there's not much I can do about that. Let's see. Okay, is it a lack of physicality? It appears to be a lack of physicality. If Liverpool were to bring in Mark Yehi, the Crystal Palace captain would likely add something when it comes to battling teams who play long. Would he, though? Because he's not nearly as good in the air as Ibu. So would we not lose something against teams that go long or rely on set pieces? That's a strange article. Brazilian forward who loves Mo Salah. Oh, Gabriel Peck. Okay. Really talented player with LA Galaxy, but yeah, he's not playing for us at any point, I'm afraid. But I do like him. He's a really fun player. I'd like to see him come to the Premier League. I just don't think it'll be with us. You never know. If he kicks on, like he's had a couple of good years there, if there's another leap from him, maybe. On AnfieldIndex.com, then there is a piece about Harvey, a couple of pieces about Isak, and a piece about Hugo. No, I do not want notifications. Thank you very much. And then podcast-wise, there is a transfer show with Trev and Dave. There's a new Scouted, myself and Carl. There is a positional play pod with Dave and Phil Barker. And there is the latest David Lynch podcast, which you can check out as well. And that's all. So I will see you all tomorrow. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Right, the Reds, it's Jack here, and that was a clip from one of Anfield Index's audio podcasts. If you have enjoyed the video, make sure you do like, share and subscribe to keep up to date on all things LFC. We record around 100 audio podcasts every month, with our shows featuring match-going fans, top journalists, professional analysts and even Liverpool legends along the way, with the great Dane himself, Jan Molby, joining us every single week. If you want to listen to all our podcasts for free, head over to anfieldindex.com/podcasts. Our audio shows are available wherever you get your podcasts. Just search Anfield Index. Or if you prefer to listen to all our podcasts in full and without any ads, why not head over to AI Pro today to check it out now at anfieldindexpro.com. If you want to get involved in the great growing community of Liverpool fans, check out the Anfield Index Discord. The link is in the description. Do get involved with that from Reds around every corner of the globe. For now, Reds, hope you enjoyed this video.